guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sashana and today I'm going to be giving you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how to do your own boho knotless braids. I'll be showing you guys how to prep the braiding hair before installing, how to pre-part your hair, and how to install your braids. So if you are a beginner and you want to learn how to do your own boho knotless braids from start to finish, then keep on watching. These are the materials that I used. I used a rat tail comb for parting, shine and jam as my edge control, some hair clips and scrunchies to help with sectioning my hair, a pair of scissors, olive oil hair mousse, olive oil hair sheen spray, got to be glue, and an edge brush for my edges. The human hair that I'll be using is from Eayon Hair. Thanks so much to Eayon Hair for sponsoring today's video. They provided me with 3 packs of their 20-inch body weight human bulk hair in the color 33. At first, I was a bit hesitant to try this color because I don't usually try high colors, but I am absolutely obsessed with this color. It complemented my skin tone so well. I got so many compliments and now I'm just super excited to try more colors. The hair was super soft, full from top to bottom, and it was true to length. The direct link to this hair and to their website will be in my description box below, as well as in my pinned comments, so you guys can find the info there. They also sent me some tools to help with braiding. They sent a rat tail comb, some clips, a crochet needle, and an edge brush. I'm going to be using 1 pack of pre-stretched braiding hair in the color 350, but only because I could not get the color 33 at the beauty supply store. The colors were kind of similar though, so that did actually work out, but I only had 1 pack of this color and I needed to make sure that I had enough hair to do my entire head. So I went ahead and split that into 2 and then cut each in half, so I had 4 smaller bundles to work with. I added some edge control to the blunt ends of the human hair just to make it easier to separate the smaller pieces that I'll be adding to my braids. And I like to prep a small amount at a time to avoid wasting the hair. So this is about the size of my pieces and I went ahead and placed those on my braiding rack, and this was about 2.5 packs of the human hair on my braiding rack. I left half a pack unprepped just so I didn't unknowingly run out of human hair before finishing my braids. I also prepped my braiding hair pieces and this was the size. I kept my pieces small because I wanted the braids to be sort of hidden because I wanted this hairstyle to look full with human hair. I also didn't want it to be too heavy, so I wanted my braids to be as small and as thin as they could possibly be. This is how I see to part my hair. I have 1 mirror set up in front of me and another one behind me, and I use the mirror in front of me to see the back of my head in the mirror behind me. I hope that makes sense. Starting off on freshly washed hair, I first part my hair down the middle into 2 equal sections. Then I went over that rough part with edge control and reparted to clean up and make sure that that part was nice and straight. Next, I made a part in the back from behind one ear to the next, and again added edge control and reparted. I was going for medium-sized braids, so I made 3 rows in the section below my ears, and I like to pre-part my rows and my squares when doing my hair. I don't know, I feel like it helps me to move faster and to be more consistent with my size and parting. And pre-parting is pretty easy. I'm just going to part out a row, add shine and jam, and repart to make sure that that row is as straight as it can be. Then I'm going to part out my squares. Once I rough part my squares, I'm going to add shine and jam and repart to make sure those lines are also straight and neat. Once I have my squares neatly parted, I'm going to add shine and jam to the 4 sides of my squares, comb that through and twist at the base to make sure that all the hairs in that square are separated from adjacent squares. And if you want that brick layered pattern for your rows, when parting each row, all you need to do is to make sure that your vertical parts fall in the middle of the section below it so that your braids fall in between each other. I added 6 pieces of human hair to the braids in the first row, including the piece at the end, 7 pieces to the braids in the second row, and 8 pieces to the braids in the third row. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how I do a knotless braid from start to finish. So first, I split each square into 3 parts like so. I hold the left and middle piece in my left hand and the right piece in my right hand. I then go underneath the middle piece and grab the braid on the left side, then go underneath the middle piece again and grab the braid on the right side. Next, I place the braiding hair in between my thumb and index finger and repeat the previous steps. So I'm gonna go underneath the middle piece and grab the braid on the left side, then go underneath the middle piece again and grab the braid on the right side. And I repeat these steps until I've added all 3 pieces of braiding hair. Once I've braided about an inch, I add the first piece of human hair, and I pretty much add this the same way I add the braiding hair. So I place the shorter and blunt end between my thumb and index finger. I leave the longer end out and set it aside and continue braiding normally. If you want a more in-depth knotless braid tutorial where I walk you through the placement of your fingers, how to hold the braid, and so on, then you can click the link in the left corner of the screen. I have a step-by-step tutorial on that. So as you guys can see, I've now switched to the underhand method of braiding, and once I switch to this method, when I add my piece of human hair, I like to braid both long and short ends 2 times before separating the longer end. And I do this just to make sure that my pieces are extra secured so that when I'm detangling the hair after I've finished braiding, my pieces aren't pulled out of the braid. Once my braid starts to get really thin and short, I'm going to add 3 more pieces of braiding hair to maintain the thickness and length of my braid. And I only did this because remember, I had to cut my braiding hair in half because I didn't have enough. But if you have enough packs of braiding hair, then you could start off with 3 to 5 pieces of braiding hair, and that would be enough to braid with all the way to the end. Once I've added 7 pieces of human hair to my braid, I'm going to add the last piece and braid down about an inch without separating the longer end. Then I'm going to use a small piece of braiding hair to make 2 to 3 knots. And then I'm going to use a drop of nail glue and rub that between my fingers to seal the ends to prevent it from unraveling. I cut off any extra braiding hair at the end of the braid, and then I go in and cut off all those blunt ends that are sticking out of the braid. So that is pretty much how I do a boho knotless braid from start to finish. I also pre-parted the rows above my ears. First, I part one side into 2 equal sections, added shine and jam, then reparted to make sure that that was straight. Then I connected that part to make 2 equal sections on the other side, and so I ended up with 4 equal sections in total. Then I went ahead and made 3 rows in each section, and again, you want to make sure you're going over your parts with edge control and reparting to make sure that they're straight. I also cornrowed each row to make sure that they stayed completely separate and that small strands of hair didn't get tangled with adjacent rows. I had to take a break from braiding my hair because I had some errands to run the following day, and so this is a whole day later. And this is also why I like pre-parting my hair, because if I have to take a break from braiding, then when I resume, I don't really have to worry about parting. And I went ahead and pre-parted the squares in each row above my ears before installing my boho braids, and I added 9 human hair pieces to all the braids in the rows above my ears. Once I get to the last row at the top, I just sort of clean up my middle part. Then I make 4 squares on one side and connect those parts horizontally to make 4 squares on the other side. I did finish all my braids off camera, but I removed one braid in the front to show you guys again how to install your boho braids, just because this was a much better angle than the back of my head. I went in with some Got To Be glue for my edges. I love this stuff. It holds my edges down for at least a day or 2. Then I went in with some olive oil hair mousse at the top and front of my hair to slick down any flyaways that I may have. And lastly, I'm gonna go in with some olive oil hair Sheen spray to add some shine to my braids. And that's it. This is the finished look, you guys. I am obsessed with these braids and with this color. It complemented my complexion so well, and this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a full head of curly body wave human hair, and so I'm absolutely happy with how these braids turned out. I used only 1 pack of braiding hair in the color 350, and all 3 body wave bundles. Thanks again so much to Eayon here for sponsoring this video. The direct link to this hair will be in my description box below, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. I did 9 rows and 73 braids in total. My hair was not heavy at all. You could barely see my braids in the back, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be full of human hair. I did take a lot of breaks while doing this style, but I'd say it took me about 10 hours in total to finish this hairstyle. If you're going to be trying this style for the first time, then I'd say to set aside a whole day, because it does take a lot of time to do boho knotless braids because of the many steps involved in doing just one braid. Alright, so that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.